I think I'm excited for Elden Ring NightReign. It looks good anyway. It's not exactly what I had assumed it would be from watching the announcement trailer at the Game Awards. I had a big reaction to seeing it live. I was looking at the things that they were showing, and I was like, oh, it's kind of looking like Elden Ring with some of the architecture and stuff being shown. It looks like some familiar areas, and just a lot of like the textures looked like stuff I had seen before. Elden Ring. And then I saw the Site of Grace, and I was like, oh my god, it's Elden Ring. I like this because it looks like it's like in-engine and like kind of... Oh, wait. Wait. What is this? Fuck. What is this? What is this? What is this? Oh! Oh my god. And of course it said, like FromSoft and stuff. I remember hearing standalone and like cooperative game, and I was thinking like, oh, amazing. It's another Elden Ring game, maybe with better online functionality this time. It's more like actual co-op instead of just like bringing people in whenever you can. But then later last night, I was looking into it some more. I went on like the Steam page, and I saw some people talking about it on like other social media posts and the replies, and I heard there was an IGN interview about it with, I guess, the developer, and apparently it's not being directed by, it was an interview with the director, I guess. It's not being directed by Miyazaki is his name, who obviously has been the one doing it for these games for a long time, but apparently the guy who is directing it has just been there since, like, I think the first Dark Souls anyway, so probably nothing to worry about there. But so it's not like a whole linear, cohesive RPG campaign in the same kind of way, apparently. I'm uploading a video to the main channel while I do this, because I'm just doing the thing where I come on here and talk while I think about it, if anyone even cares. I also listened to a breakdown of like what we know so far from Smotown on YouTube, who is a person who has those like 12-hour giant lore videos on Elden Ring and a bunch of other games. Watch their stuff all the time, and their video will explain the whole situation with this game a lot better than I ever could. But it is seemingly not like a whole like linear RPG campaign thing in the same kind of way. It is like more like a different kind of game built on the Elden Ring foundation. I'm going to try not to just like rattle off like game genres that it sounds like it might be kind of borrowing from, because I think we don't know enough at this point. But it seems like you like load in, you can choose from 8 different base characters that I'm assuming more so have like some kind of story behind them other than like your like base class that you picked at the beginning of Elden Ring, where you're kind of like making up your character. Like I think these people have like a whole backstory or like reason for being there or something beyond just being like tarnished or whatever these people end up being. And I think it doesn't take place in, I guess, like necessarily the lands between, but I think it's based off of that. Like it's some kind of procedurally generated mini version of some of the parts. Like I kind of think of it as like, it's like as if it's like a dream of like Limgrave or whatever. Like you're just getting the basic idea. But yeah, they said procedurally generated, which I think includes like some of the structures, the enemies, stuff like that. And it seems like you have like 3 in-game days, however long that might be, to go around and like defeat enemies to get loot, gather better weapons and equipment. And if you make it to the end of, I guess, the 3rd day, then there's a boss of like that night to... Thanks, Holly. I think the neighbors just got home or something. What the hell was I saying? Oh yeah, so it's like these like whatever 3 in-game day expedition campaign type things that are, I guess, temporary, and you will apparently get like rewards for doing it, even if you don't make it to the end or whatever. I guess you're kind of building up to, I guess you get like cosmetics or something. Maybe you can upgrade your character or something. Maybe it's like a roguelike in that way. I said I was going to try not to use genres, but maybe you like go into this with some, I think it's 3-player, but they said there's also going to be single player option. They're going to make that possible. I wonder if you go in there and just like die a bunch of times, getting a little better every time, maybe, or if it's just cosmetic stuff that you upgrade or something like that, and you just learn, you just get good as you go. That would probably make more sense for them. Kind of a scary concept. Oh, like, you know, you get this one shot or whatever. I wonder if there's like revives or anything. What are you eating? Why are you're like pretending that you picked something up good? There's nothing there. I don't mean this in like a scary kind of way, but it sounds almost like, in a way, like a battle royale, like Fortnite type thing, in the way, like, I guess you kind of just get dropped off in the land somewhere, and I guess it looks a little different every time, and you just start going around gathering supplies and stuff like you would in like a battle royale. And what Smotown said was like looking at like how like there's like this like blue flame thing seems to like just like shoot across the land, which is whatever the night, maybe the NightReign, maybe that's what that is. They were saying like maybe that is like the storm, or like the circle closing in on you as time goes on to like get to a certain area by the end of the whole thing, which sounds kind of lame when you say it out loud. I think I trust them to do it right with this though. Hey Tucker. It's scary because I want more of the same Elden Ring. You know, I wanted more Elden Ring, which we got from Shadow of the Erdtree. That was amazing. But this is not going to be in the same kind of way. It's like a different type of game, but I do think it'll be good. I think like it definitely seems like they're like, oh, we're just going to reuse all of these assets and make a thing out of it, a fun little other thing. Like I see people saying like, I hope this isn't them like getting a taste of like some kind of online microtransaction free to play thing, and they're going to get sucked into that. I think they're going to continue to make Souls-like games. I mean, they are the people who make them anyway. I don't think there's any risk of them just like giving up on that. I know there's a thing about like Sony buying them. Did that happen? They said it's like not kind of going along with like the main story of Elden Ring. Like the shattering happened and all the things that followed that are Elden Ring. Just the base game Elden Ring, that's all that. This is like a separate story being told in the Elden Ring universe. Like it has nothing to do with all of that stuff apparently, which I'm down for. I think there is going to be a lot of lore stuff. I don't think it's just going to be like, oh, this is not canon, this is just fun that we're having. Although with that in mind, I think people were suggesting, and I think it might have been confirmed, that like they're going to bring in bosses from like maybe like Dark Souls and stuff. Either, I don't know if that's directly or like kind of just bring back the ideas of the bosses in a different way. Like, am I about to run into Ornstein and Smo? That's a scary thought. I don't know how they're going to do that. Maybe there's going to be some kind of like support to like swap out the different kind of bosses that you could encounter. Maybe there'll be seasons. I don't know. Again, it sounds kind of scary because that's not things I would want in my follow-up to Elden Ring, but I don't think this is the follow-up to Elden Ring. I think this is a side thing they were doing, which is why Miyazaki would not be involved. Probably got his own stuff going on, whatever that is. But with all that in mind, that like this is just a separate thing that is not affecting anything else, I think it's gonna be cool. I think it'll be fun. It's just kind of like thinking like, oh my god, I'm jumping into this thing and I'm not gonna know what to do and I'm not gonna be good, and if it seems like if I die then I have to like start over or whatever. Am I ever gonna get the hang of it? And I think that will be part of the fun, actually, is like going around like figuring out like what would be some good types of places to go into to get the things that I need, learn how to fight some of these bosses that are going to be at the end. Probably not going to win the first couple of rounds. You might have to take some time to learn your enemies or whatever, find a good group to go in with. And I imagine I think of other PvE type games like Phasmophobia. You go in with a group and you don't know what the ghost's going to be, where the ghost's going to be, how they're going to act, whatever. And sometimes things change in the environment. Like you don't know where you're going to be able to hide and stuff, or where items are going to be. So it's kind of like that. Like you're going in not knowing what you're going to expect, not knowing what to expect. And you kind of just start working from there as you get a hang of the whole thing. I think that sounds fun and exciting. Could be even more streamable of a game than Elden Ring somehow, because it'll be a constantly fresh thing that you'll never be able to completely master, in the sense you know where everything is, because it's going to keep changing. So it sounds exciting. I think I would feel better if we knew what they were working on next. If they said hey, we're going to do we're working on Elden Ring 2 or something, and in the meantime you're getting this as well, I'll be oh sick, this will be a fun thing to do in the meantime. But since we don't know, it's hard to look at this thing that is not what you are hoping the next thing FromSoft will be making and being a little afraid. But to be optimistic, I think it is, like I said, this is just a little side thing that they thought would be fun for everyone, and it's not going to necessarily change Elden Ring lore-wise or gameplay-wise if they end up making more Elden Ring in the future, or if they're working on another Souls-like thing. They had Dark Souls, they had Bloodborne, they had Demon Souls, they had Elden Ring. If they made another franchise in that same style, that's fine with me. I still have to play Dark Souls 3. I bought it on sale recently, Black Friday sale, I think. Hopefully their next thing isn't something PlayStation exclusive. I really don't feel like buying a PlayStation, but that's where I'm at. I think this is a fun idea that can only be implemented in this way. It wouldn't make a ton of sense to have this be a mode in the base game Elden Ring. It would be cool if there was some kind of progressing story for it. But it seems like it's more going to be you figuring out what the hell is going on and some of the lore with this as you go, in a non-linear way, which can be still cool. I'm always down to hear more about whatever lore they got for these ideas and where these things are coming from. If they wanted to make this non-linear, almost battle royale, but it's PvE type, stay in the circle, loot grab, maybe roguelike, I don't know. And if that's what they want to do, why shouldn't they be able to do that? They have the right to. If all these other franchises can do so if they feel like. I just definitely want more standard Souls-like in the future, which I assume we're going to continue to get. So that's my reflective thoughts on the reveal of Elden Ring NightReign. Completely jumbled and out of order. But I hope it comes out in the early half of 2025. It might, being that it's they're just using Elden Ring assets and stuff, it would seem, and throwing them together here. So that's it's not like building an entire new game. I don't know. We'll see what happens with it. Still exciting, a little scary. I think it'll be fine. Thanks for listening to my ramblings here on gaming on WiLLo Davis Games. I'll try to get some more videos out on this channel, whatever that might be. And guess I'll see you in there. we squadding up. All right, bye-bye.